horror nerds, I'm so excited to show you what is right here. Now, this is from one of my favorite companies. It is called Mad About Horror. I get a lot of my stuff from them. It is a UK store, and thanks to Samael, who showed me this store, because, like, thank God, because I've gotten some really sick things over the years to add to my collection, and it's very impressive downstairs, I must say. But anyways, so this is part 2 of one of my Resident Evil masks. Yes, you heard that right. I never thought in a million fucking years that a company would come out and pump out the licensing of 3, I guess you could say, iconic like monsters in like the game, which is really kind of cool. So the company is called Ghoulish Productions. They basically Mad About Horror gets their stuff, and I guess they carry it and they sell it, and I don't know whatever goes on from there. I'm not a business person, but anyways. It was really sick to get it. So this is the smaller version of this. This one was, I think, $59 for the smaller head. If you got the deluxe version, which is like a little bit more of the neck, it is basically $89. So this was roughly about $120, I think, and I did have to get hit with duty. Yeah, this is from UPS, guys, and look at the condition of this box. They're so very fucking lucky that it wasn't an actual glass in here, that it was an actual mask. And I pulled up the mask and said, yeah, they're lucky it's in mint condition. But anyways, so here we go. I love this. The fact that I'm actually getting masks from this company, I'm just shocked. Like I said, I'm shocked that, like, what's its name? Trick or Treat Studios hasn't done anything like this before. It's really sad, because I don't care. Either way, they did a really good job. So my mom doesn't like this. I don't know why. Like, this creature was so fucking fantastic in the game. Like, look at the brain work that they did. Like, look at the paint job. Like, the sculpting that they did is so fucking gross. Like, that's what they look like. It's all brain. So if you guys are familiar with the game, so Resident Evil 2 this is where the lickers are. They're actually also in other games, like Resident Evil 5 and stuff. Like, they'll bring them back. It's one of, like, the fan favorite monsters of all time. So basically, the lickers, they can hear you, but they can't see you. So for instance, when you're playing in Resident Evil 2, the remake, or the Resident Evil 2 game, you have to be very quiet, and you have to, like, tiptoe. You can't run, you can't sprint to fire, nothing. You can't crash through the door fast, because they get like alerted, and they have like these big ass fucking claws that claw the shit out of you with. And they have like these big ass licker tongues. Actually, this is like the tinier version, but if you've seen like the game, like, their tongues are actually a lot longer, and they're like more spikier, and they use they use their senses, which is just the hearing. And they use the tongue, and they pull you with, like, their tongues. And then you have to, like, use, like, your knife. Like, with Leon S. Kennedy, use your knife to, like get them, like, to, like, cut it off and stuff like that. But you don't chop off their tongue fully. Like, you have to kill them and stuff. But in Resident Evil 2, they did, like, the remake, they did a really good job on revamping them. And that's what they are. And then I put these masks on. I can barely see out of them.
Underneath the tongue.
Like, the vein. Here it is.
The teeth?
Yeah, the teeth. No, like, yeah, you can touch teeth. Like, the teeth are cool. Like, they did a really good job. Like, on the paint work. Yeah. And then, so this is, like I said, this is the company Ghoulish Mask. And then this is the licensing, like, the tag, which you typically put on. I'll leave the tags on because it's Capcom. And then,
this is a smaller version.
Yes.
It sits pretty much on your neck.
Pretty much,
so
yeah.
So were you going down further?
No, they had a different
shoulders.
Like, you know, like how big the Nemesis one was, is how big it goes. It goes up to about like your shoulders, pretty much. You can tuck it under like as like a Halloween costume or a jumpsuit, right? It's cool, dude. No, like, these creatures were good, and you know when they're there, right? Sometimes like the classic jump scare in like Resident Evil 2 is like when you're in the RPD station and you're walking past the door and you see the licker go up across the screen. Up the window, and then you know that they're coming, and then, like, you know that they're in, like, I don't know, they're just so fast. Like, they walk on all fours. They can climb the ceiling. They can jump. They can jump and swing at you really fast, and it's these big massive ass claws. Like, this creature, I'm telling you, is one of the most top fan favorites of all time, right? Having too much fun with this, right? Shit. But yeah, so like my top favorite, like if like
Tongue isn't as rubbery as the rest of them.
no, I'll just put it like this. I'll fluff it up. Like my favorite, my top favorite, like I said, my top favorite monsters always will be the Nemesis. Tyrant's up there. The Tyrant's like the very classic Resident Evil Director's Cut one. If you haven't seen him, all he is, he's like a big machine, just like the Nemesis. But he doesn't have like a heart on for the stars. He just kills anything, and he has like this big heart on his chest. So anyways, he's like one of my favorites. I do love the liquor monsters. Now if we're talking like tinier ones that are like the classic ones are like, I love the hunters. The hunters are like a frog version, like they're mutated frogs. Something that you don't know about Umbrella is that they mutated a lot of these animals. So they infected like a lot of like the dogs, they're not German shepherds, but there's something, they're dash hounds, I think they're called. But anyways,
Danes?
yeah, those things, they've infected them, with like the virus. They've infected like Neptune, like a shark, that's like, they've infected like these, like I said, the hunters that are turning into like these like walking frogs, and they're scary as shit, dude. Like they run triple fast as these fuckers do, and they kill you if they get you in like one hit go. Like they'll slit your throat and you'll bleed out everywhere, and it says you are dead. So the hunters are really good. You can take them down with the Magnum. To take these fuckers down, you take them out with a Magnum. Or a lightning hawk, like they're the same. They'll clean them out like in 2 shots or 1 go. Shotguns work pretty well on them. Pistols, forget it. And bazookas, oh yeah, you just KO them, no
So
problem.
these are made at the same kind of studio. Same
Yeah,
people.
the
But
same
this one's
people.
not as much latex. It's totally different feel compared to that other guy.
Well, yeah, like this is just a smaller version.
No, but like just the texture of the brain and
I don't
everything,
know.
it's just different. I feel it. It's light.
I mean, yeah,
It's
for
not
sure.
smelly either.
No, for sure.
It's maybe not as much latex. Maybe it's more rubber.
I don't know, they just did a really good job. But
Yeah, they
anyways,
did a
back
good
to what I was
job.
trying to say. I do like, the hunters are like one of my favorites as well up there, as well as like they have like these crow things, like they have like zombie crows. Like a lot of the zombies, that's what you pay for the game for, is like the zombies and like the backstory, the puzzles. It's like a fun game. Like when like Capcom is a survival horror game, so like you're going in there, you're trying to progress through the game, but you're also trying to find out like puzzles, like what Umbrella's doing, like who's the bad person. Like it has to do, like it's just a fun game. Like I could go on this for hours and days if you guys ever want to hear me talk about it, because I just love the game so much. My top favorite 3 female characters of all time will obviously always be Jill Valentine. She's like my top favorite. Claire Redfield's my second. She is the sister of Chris Redfield. And then who else is the other one? I do like Ada Wong. She's also like, she's not evil. She's like kind of like she's badass but bad at the same time. So she's basically more like into money, but she knows if someone's using the virus for the wrong reasons, she will like fuck up your day basically and not give you the virus. So she's like in between, you know what I mean? So yeah, so it's those top 3 for sure. Oh no, yeah. And then and then my top 3 guys would have to be obviously Chris Redfield, Leon S. Kennedy, and you know what? I'm actually Wesker's son, Jake Muller. He's actually like my top.
Pretty cool.
No, Jake Muller, but Wesker. Yeah, Wesker is my one of like Wesker, who's not like Wesker was normal in like the first one, right? But he was also working for Umbrella, right? Because like when you go through the mansion, like. In the director's cut, it wasn't just the mansion you had to do. You had to go into the courtyard. Then it was like courtyard part 2. And then there was like the basement. Then there was like the cellar. Then then you had to go back into the mansion to unlock the rest of the doors. Then you had to go back to get like a medallion to open up the underground. Yeah, that one was my favorite. The soundtrack was so good. Like the bass, like when you face Neptune the shark, like, and just listening to it, because like I know the sounds in my head. I swear I must have autism or something, but I don't know if I do or don't. But like the sounds I can remember in my head, like when you hear the mechanics were a little bit choppy, like the graphics were choppy. That's why the game is so much fun. And then like when the movement and stuff, it's just so good. It was just so good. Like the soundtrack they did in that game was really well done. Like the zombies were so scary. Like that's why like to this day people are like, oh, I like the newer versions versus this version. I could play Director's Cut to the back of my hand, and I love the graphics. Like it's so much fun. But it's so good. Like it was very scary. I remember because my dad would scare me with like the very intro part of the thing, with like the zombie would just bite the person's neck off, and then it would slowly turn its face and make like a zombie sound. It was so good. Like I don't know. It was such a good game. But anyways, Wesker's also like, he was good. He was never good. Sorry, he was bad. And then he ended up turning himself into one of the viruses. And so it is sad because I actually really enjoyed Wesker because in Resident Evil 5. That was his game, and he actually became one of the Ouroboros because he injected himself with that, and he was so hot and badass. I'm sorry, for a video game character, I shouldn't be saying this, but he was very fucking hot. Like I really liked him, like in his like black spandex or whatever. They did it, and then DC Douglas who voiced him, because I actually have DC Douglas's who I paid for an autograph from him, like one of the voice actors. And he does such a good like Wesker voice. And when he died, like Capcom killed him off. It was so sad. But then like when you read the files throughout like the newer games, they kind of keep Wesker's legacy alive. But anyways, Jake Muller is like, I guess Wesker got busy with whoever. I don't know if it was Excella or somebody else, but he ended up having like a child. And Jake Muller is also good, but he can be bad, but he doesn't want to be. He wants to be good. But he knows his father's a dick or whatever, but then he doesn't like Chris Redfield because Chris Redfield's the one that actually kills Wesker, and Wesker and Chris never got along, if you obviously knew that. But anyways, it was just such a good game. Like a lot of the games I know people didn't like where Resident Evil was headed, because like a lot of like the first 3 games for the original were all like classic survival horror. Then in Resident Evil 4, people were like, holy shit, like you're facing like the Las Plagas virus, and then like these creatures are shooting at you, but like they had some really good parts of the game, like with like the chainsaw guy. And then Resident Evil 5, people were like, okay, yeah, this is pretty good too, right? And then 6 kind of it fell off a little bit, and then they were really in trouble because not many people were like they put out a trash game in Resident Evil 6. And then they went back to doing Resident Evil 7, which is first person with Ethan's story, right? And then that was a really good one. And then they came back, and then Resident Evil 8 was finishing Ethan's story. But it was actually, like, I didn't like the route that they were going, because, like, it wasn't as scary as I wanted it to be. Like, I wanted to go back to, like, the horror roots, but I definitely liked the first person. And, like, the puzzles, there wasn't really any hard puzzles. It was more like a quest, like a campaign that you're progressing, and you're listening to, like, the fucked up things that were happening. But I just wanted, like, the original horror route. So I'm excited to see what Resident Evil 9 holds. So, yeah. But anyways, there you go. So leave a like, leave a comment, tell me what is your favorite game, like who's your favorite characters, XYZ. Ciao for now.